What's going on? Mitchell Renz here from Chat Sports, and you're watching NFL Daily. And today's show is brought to you by our friends and the internet's #1 sportsbook, BetDSI. I got a six-pack of NFL news and rumors, and I'm going to kick the show off with Tyreek Hill because there's news around him that he's not going to be charged. Speaking at a press conference on Wednesday afternoon, Johnson County District Attorney Steve Howe announced that no criminal charges will be filed against Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Tyreek Hill or his fiance. A cloud of suspicion has hung over Hill since March 15th when it was first reported an investigation was being conducted by Overland Park Police after they were called to Hill's home on March 14th due to an alleged incident of battery against an unnamed juvenile. Now, we have a quote from Johnson County DA on not charging Hill, and I'll be honest, it's not the greatest quote, but this is the quote. "We are deeply troubled by this situation and are concerned about the health and welfare of the child in question. We believe a crime has occurred. However, the evidence in this case does not conclusively establish who committed this crime." So a crime was committed. They just don't know who committed it. Now, if the Chiefs, let's say, do have to maybe suspend Tyreek Hill, or if the NFL suspends Tyreek Hill, the Chiefs wide receiver depth chart is going to be a little thin. Now, they did go out and get Sammy Watkins last year. But besides Sammy Watkins, can you really count on Sammy Coates? Can you rely on Robinson? I'm not quite sure. Tyreek Hill's the best wide receiver on this team. Heck, he's one of the best wide receivers in the entire NFL. And let's say the Chiefs, it does impact their draft implication, or if it doesn't impact the Chiefs draft, guess what? If you're subscribed at youtube.com/chatsportstv, you'll know while we're watching the NFL draft if the Chiefs do anything. So my question for you is, where are you watching the 2019 NFL draft? Are you watching it on your couch? Are you watching it at the bed? Maybe at a bar? I don't care. The only place I want you to watch the NFL draft is here with us, youtube.com/chatsportstv. And make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you guys turn on notifications. It's the thing that looks like a bell, okay? The little thing that looks like a bell, click that. So as soon as we go live tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, you'll know it. Come along for the ride, Tom and I, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Let's go into the next rumor around Washington, and this one is looking for the Redskins potentially trading up in the 2019 NFL Draft. NFL Network said the Redskins have explored trading into the top 5 for a quarterback. One of the reasons could be is because another report that they're not interested in trading for Josh Rosen. Now, one of the quarterbacks that's being reported that the Redskins could trade up to get is Ohio State's Dwayne Haskins, and there's multiple teams that are looking at Dwayne Haskins, but it's also funny because last week on NFL Daily, there was a report that Dwayne Haskins was going to slide, and the thing that I love about the NFL Draft is now there's a report today that somebody could trade up to go up and get him, and he's widely seen as the number 2 quarterback. He's the number 2 quarterback here for us here at Chat Sports behind Kyler Murray, and the dude had a great year, 50 touchdowns, 8 interceptions last year at Ohio State. But here's the other thing with the Redskins, they're not just looking at Dwayne Haskins. Apparently, they're also looking up for Daniel Jones, and they could trade up for the Duke quarterback. And the report says that the Redskins are very interested in Daniel Jones. Really? Are you sure? You sure that's not a typo? Because Daniel Jones is a quarterback that I wouldn't touch in the first round, let alone trade up for. Washington, if you're watching this, please do not trade up for Daniel Jones. He's not the answer. And it's funny when I hear this because also in the report, it's the fact that they would trade up to number 5 because apparently the Giants are considering taking Daniel Jones at 6. Why? Why is all this love around Daniel Jones? So before I get into the Giants teaser, they're around the next rumor. Should the Redskins trade up in the draft for a quarterback? I want you to comment below. So if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on Facebook, comment below. Should the Redskins trade up in the draft? And maybe if you want to be an overachiever, if they are going to trade up, tell me who they're going to trade up for. All right, I said that we were going to talk about the Giants, so let's get into it. Do the Giants want Drew Lock? Well, I will say this. The Giants are looking to replace Eli Manning, or at least they should be. If it was up to me, I would have replaced him a long time ago. Now, Drew Lock was interviewed Wednesday, and according to him, the Giants GM Dave Gettleman showed off the Giants Super Bowl rings. Now, when I first saw that, I said, well, who the hell cares? I mean, if I was a GM and I'm looking to find a quarterback, even if it does look like Drew Lock here on this screen, he looks like he's some 12-year-old kid who just eats a whole bunch of candy, I still would show off all the past glory that my franchise has had. So, now why does this matter? Because according to NJ.com, Drew Lock is the only quarterback that got to see the Giants' Super Bowl rings. I don't necessarily know if I believe that. I would find it very, very hard to believe that Gettleman doesn't show off his rings or the past Super Bowl trophies to every single quarterback or, heck, player that they give an interview to. Now, Drew Lock's a talented quarterback, and there's been multiple reports that the Giants could be looking and getting a quarterback to replace Eli Manning. Eli Manning has been there basically my entire life, and he's starting to look like he's been there my entire life. Now, Drew Lock, I think, had an okay career at MIZZOU. Definitely in 2017 was his best year when he had 44 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. But it's hard to be able to find a quarterback with this much production in the SEC. Maybe not production is the right word. This much playing time in the SEC. You can hate the SEC, but it's probably the closest thing that there is to actual NFL talent. Now, Drew Lock, Giants, the Giants are going to continue to obviously be connected with a whole bunch of quarterbacks because guess what? They definitely need one. Now, when I also think about Dave Gettleman and where he could potentially go, I really don't know. So here's the top quarterbacks in the NFL draft here, according to us here at Chat Sports. And if I'm off the top of my head, it's Kyler Murray, Dwayne Haskins, Drew Lock, Daniel Jones. Do not go with him. Heck, Will Grier has also been rumored to the New York Giants. So let's say you're Dave Gettleman, which if you are, I'm sorry, maybe you're smarter than Dave Gettleman. Would you draft a quarterback? Okay, that's why I'm asking this question right now. Which quarterback will the Giants draft? I think they're going to draft one. So who's it going to be? Is it going to be Kyler Murray? Is it going to be Dwayne Haskins? Will Grier? I want to know in the comments section which quarterback will the Giants draft this year. Let's go to Baltimore, shall we? Because the Ravens, they're interested in Josh Jacobs, according to ESPN's Ravens reporter Jamison Hensley. And when I say interested, according to Jamison, maybe he's drinking some of it. He said they're very, very interested. Now, I would say he's the best running back in the draft. And the Ravens, their idea is they're going to run the ball a ton. So despite just going out and getting Mark Ingram, despite having Gus Edwards, and I do like Kenneth Dixon a lot, I really wish he would either A, to be able to stay healthy or get on the field. And they do also have 2 additional running backs on the roster. Now, if they are interested in Jacobs, one of the main reasons is because he is the best running back in this year's draft class. And I also look at other running backs like a Darrell Henderson out of Memphis, a Miles Sanders from Penn State, David Montgomery, and Damian Harris. Now, this is our top 5 running backs according to Chat Sports, according to Tom Downey. Go follow him at What Going Downey. But when I look at these running backs, I think Joshua Jacobs is the only running back that's going to go in the first round. Now, the more and more I dive into this report, Peter King also said that, the Raiders, the Eagles, and Colts, they're all interested. So I'm almost wondering if this report about the Ravens being interested in Josh Jacobs at pick 22 is just a smokescreen to get either the Colts, the Raiders, or who's the other team on my list here? The Colts, the Eagles, the Raiders to trade up. I know the Oakland Raiders like Josh Jacobs, so maybe Baltimore's like, okay, let's just create a little bit of a smokescreen here. So that made the Oakland Raiders trade up to go get their guy. Because I'll say this right now, I like Josh Jacobs a lot, but I just don't quite understand the Ravens getting another running back when you have Mark Ingram, Gus Edwards. I know they're going to run the ball probably 95 times a game, but going up and get Josh Jacobs at 22, I think they can go other routes. Are you guys interested in free money? Do you guys like the NFL draft? Well, listen up. BetDSI has hooked us up with the best promo code on the internet. It's Live120 for 120% deposit bonus. You want to bet on the NFL draft? Do it at chatsports.com/bet. If you put down $50, here's the free part, you're going to get $60 for free. If you put down $100, you get $120 for free. You're going to put down $500, get $600 for free. If you want to bet on where Kyler Murray is going to be drafted tomorrow, put money down at BetDSI. My fingers crossed that he goes to the Cardinals because Tom Downey, you're shaving your head. All right, let's go to Pittsburgh. Big Ben signed an extension, and he signed a 2-year extension with the Steelers today, and he's going to make $30 million a year in his last 2 years of his deal. Now, the good news here for Roethlisberger is that he got a new deal, and I think when you look at what he's done through his entire career and what he did in 2018, I think you could argue that he deserves it, right? 5,129 yards, 34 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. I'm still waiting on an Antonio Brown tweet about Ben Roethlisberger getting an extension and him not. But Big Ben was actually pretty good last year, right? He led the league with 5,129 yards. That's more than Patrick Mahomes. That's more than Matt Ryan. That's more than Jared Goff, more than Andrew Luck. The only other side of Ben Roethlisberger is there are some games I watch him, and I'm like, man, this guy could be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And there's other games I watch where I'm like, Ben, who the heck are you throwing to? And it's why he led the league in interceptions in 2018 as well. Andrew Luck's also on this board, but Case Keenum, he found a new home. Sam Darnold's a rookie. Jameis Winston only played in like half the games because he was splitting time with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think Ben Roethlisberger is a very talented quarterback who deserves some sort of an extension, and I like when I see a player get drafted by a team and finish his career with the team. Here's the thing, though. As much as some of y'all love Antonio Brown, some of you don't like him, 6 straight years of 1,000 yards, that's no longer on the roster. Juju Smith-Schuster in his 3rd year is really going to have to step up. James Washington, a solid receiver out of Oklahoma State, and Ryan Switzer's going to be able to see, or we're going to see what Ryan Switzer's got here in the slot. But I'm telling you right now, Ben Roethlisberger is a good quarterback, but when you lose one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, you better put your money where your mouth is, Steelers, because I'm telling you right now, if the Pittsburgh Steelers struggle on offense, you know who's going to be talking? Mr. Big Chest, I can guarantee it. So extending Big Ben, was it a good or a bad move? I could have so many jokes around that question alone. So I want you to type G for good or type B for bad. Extending Big Ben, good move or bad move? Bad move. Let me know in the comment section. Let's go to Oaktown, shall we? Marshawn Lynch, he retired, and at 33 years old, I'm surprised and I'm not surprised at the same time. So I run the Oakland Raiders show here at Chat Sports. Give us a shout out or subscribe at youtube.com/Raiders Report. And for the second time in his career, he's retired. And when I go back and I look at his 2018 stats, Marshawn in those first 3 games I thought was pretty good for the Oakland Raiders. He averaged 4.2 yards per carry, but he's also getting older. He's got a ton of workload. Heck, he's got over 2,000 touches in his entire NFL career, and I can see him just getting beat up a little bit. Now, where does this exactly leave the Oakland Raiders? They went out and they got Isaiah Crowell. They re-signed Jalen Richard, who led the team in receptions last year with 68, tied with Jared Cook, who's also gone. There's also questions around Chris Warren and how much this dude weighs. Yeah, Chris, I saw your Instagram post. I'm coming at you. Get on a scale. Now, there is some serious reporting going on that they're interested in Josh Jacobs, running back out of Alabama. And when I really think about Marshawn maybe not coming back, I think a big reason is because the Raiders told Marshawn, like, hey, man, we are really interested in Josh Jacobs, and I would have loved to see Marshawn end his career in the last year in Oakland, and I think there's a part of him that wanted them too. Heck, there was 2 months ago a report came out from Michael Robinson that he spoke with Marshawn that he wanted to come out. I think a big reason why Marshawn retired is because the NFL draft is tomorrow. You guys should watch with us. And the fact that the Raiders are really considering drafting Josh Jacobs, if you guys watch my show, I'd give it 3 Chucky heads. So this is about Marshawn Lynch. This is about beast mode. 1 word, okay? You're only allowed 1. Math is tough. Believe me, it's coming from me. 1 word to describe beast mode's entire career. 1 word, okay? And if you guys want to know what 1 word I would give it, I want you to hit me up on IG or Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365. Are you guys subscribed? You better be. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/chatsportstv, because we're going to be live for the entire NFL draft. We're going to be live starting tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss a single pick. You guys like free stuff? We're giving away giveaways as well. Make sure you subscribe, youtube.com/chatsportstv.